Your spirit guides are always speaking to you. And the question is, are you listening? That's really it. Are you tuned into the frequency? In this episode, Aliel and I are going to share how to sense your spirit guides in real time, how to distinguish your intuitive signal from noise, and I will guide you through a short guided practice to open your channel. If you just heard me say Aliel because you're listening and not watching, I have my little partner here, my little bird. She might say something sometime. Oh, she stepped on the microphone. So that's what I have for you in this episode. Stay tuned. We're going to have an amazing time. Welcome everyone. If you are here live, because we are doing this one live on YouTube and a few other platforms, please say hello. I would love to chat with you. In just a bit, I'm going to offer some Q&A. We're going to go through a guided practice. And if anybody needs some intuitive insight, I will offer that as well. But let's get into how you can hear your spirit guides. Well, I guess I should explain why I know that. Well, first of all, it's sort of the sense of being a lifelong seeker, as many who would come to this experience today are. And as a lifelong seeker, there's a sense of being able to look in retrospect and see how Spirit has been communicating with you all along. Also, as of the last 10 or so years, I'm a spiritual teacher. I am particularly supportive in helping people on their ascension journey. I help people to rise to the spiritual leadership in their life, that calling of the soul. And, there's many different modalities that I practice, like meditation, hypnosis. I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist, and I'm a teacher. So let's get into how to hear your spirit guides. And I have a really fun story for you about how hearing my spirit guides in real time has really supported my highest benefit. I thought we would go ahead and segue into a quieter time without that music in the background, but I'll put it on in just a bit again. About 21 years ago, I was working in a city called Montrose. I was the manager at this bar, and I actually had a little apartment right above it. I was single. And I had a couple of friends that I worked with there at that bar. They were like the servers or bartenders there. And we'd become really close. And we were having, we wanted to start going out to dance. And I really hadn't done that much in my, maybe like once or twice in my 20s. And here I was 30 and I was like, yeah, why not? Let's go out and dance. I honestly didn't think about it as meeting someone because, I just didn't think about it that way. And I thought, well, who knows? Wherever you are, you could find that person that would be the right one for you to spend that partnership with or to gain that partnership with. Like Aliel, come here. I'm going to pick up my bird again. Here she is. So I worked there for several months, maybe a year. I can't quite remember. And I actually took off Friday nights. That was my only night off. And then on Thursday nights, I tended to get off a little early, and sometimes one of my friends and I would go to a nightclub in a city that was actually about 20 miles away. It's kind of odd because we had Hollywood only 5 miles away, but we liked to go this one club. If you guys are local to Southern California, it was the Canyon Club. It still is there. Mwah. My little girl is ready for a nap, so I'm going to put her back in her little house. Here you go. You can come out anytime you want, though. So I'm here in this Montrose area, and we would drive all the way to the Canyon Club in Agora Hills. And it's like, this long journey, and we would go there about once a week, usually on Fridays, every now and again on Thursdays. Well, flash forward to this one night where I was like encouraged to go on Thursday, and I was like, no, I don't really feel like it. I know when I say encouraged, I felt the nudge. I felt Spirit talking to me, and I kind of just pushed it away. And then it was like 3 weeks in a row. It was like, go on Thursday. And I was like, yeah, but I work until like 10 and I'm too tired and I don't feel like it. I'll go with my friend tomorrow on Friday. And it was for several weeks that this was going on. I kept ignoring going on Thursday, and I would go on Friday. Well, time came that I was actually quitting this job. It was time for me to leave this job. And the very last night I worked was a Thursday. And so one of my friends, who was a server there, she was like, come on, I always want you to go on Thursday. So it's another guidance there in real life, a friend saying also go on Thursdays. I always want you to go on Thursdays because there's this really cool cover band. It's a 70s cover band. And we always go on Fridays and it's not as much fun. And I was like, well, and she goes, it's your last night here. Come on, we can close up even earlier so you'll go. And I was like, okay, this time I will listen to the nudge and I'll also listen to the sign that's coming through my friend. And I will go to the nightclub on a Thursday. So we go. It's not too busy. My friend and I are dancing, and I feel this energy across the room, and I glance over, and there is this really cute guy, and he's smiling really sweetly and kind of shyly at me. And I turn away, and my friend says, there's a cute guy looking at you. And I said, obviously, I know that. You can tell because I'm ignoring him. And she goes, well, he's coming over here. And I got a little nervous, and so I kind of tripped toward him. It's so like rom-com. It's dumb, but it really did happen. And spoiler alert, future husband said to me, I like your haircut. And I said, thank you. And he said, I said, do you want to dance? And he goes, well, I don't really love to dance, but I'll dance with you. And, that's the beauty ensues from there. 21 years later, here we are still together. But the thing about those messages that I was hearing on Thursdays, go on Thursdays, but I kept going on Fridays. This is what is so weird. 20 miles apart, my husband, his name's Brian, lived right next to that nightclub, 20 miles away. And the bar that I worked at, it's this little bar inside this little neighborhood, and it's not very popular, it was cool, but it was not well known. It was not like a cool Hollywood nightclub or something. Neither was this other place, cool Hollywood nightclub. Well, he had a friend whose parents lived right next to my bar. And this friend would drive up 2 hours, and they would stop at my bar and then go somewhere to hang out. Well, guess what night they would go? They would go to my bar on Friday nights, and then on the night that I was off. And then on Thursday nights, they would often go to the place where I eventually met my husband on Thursday nights. So what's so funny about that is that we were going like this on the freeway. We were driving past, I imagine literally past one another, for him to go to my bar, and then I was going to the place that was near his house just on one night apart. And so then I realized I finally listened to the message from Spirit. And because I shifted into the frequency to really hear that message, my friend also picked up on it and she encouraged me to do it. It was the last Thursday that I was going to be working that I was encouraged to hang out with this friend and go do this, because we never went out again. This friend and I, we still remained friends, but we didn't have this habit of going out after work or on the night off at work and all that kind of stuff. So it was really fascinating because my husband was like, he was like, what do you do? And I was like, I live in Montrose. He goes, oh, that's such an interesting place. It's so little. I love this place. My friend and I actually go there about every week on a Friday. And I was like, what place is it? And he mentions my bar. And I was like, no. What? And I was like, but I work there. And he goes, I've been there like a dozen times. I've never seen you. I definitely would remember you. And he was like, there's this bartender who's named this, and there's this bartender named this. But it was because he was going on my one night off, and I kept going to the place that was near his house. So listening to Spirit in real time, at just the nick of time, I got to actually meet my husband. I suppose I could have had a month or two longer in our relationship. But you know what? Love can correct anything that you have done wrong and make it the right thing. So why not start listening to your spirit guides now? Maybe you can start that romance that will last a lifetime, or any of the other things that you wish to manifest. So we're going to learn a little bit more about that now. Here's the thing to know about connecting with your spirit guides is that they do communicate with you in alignment with your frequency. You shift to the frequency first, and then you're able to hear them. Your spirit guides are not outside of you, in fact. Their frequency is within you, but it is you attuning to it. It's not the sense of you trying, or anytime we're trying to do something, we're just not being it. So you see, they are actually in our heart, in our energy. So if they're in our heart, and that's how they are able to actually create the signal with us, then we need to be in our heart. Now, I've been saying here because we do tend to emphasize the ways that we connect with spirit guides as hearing their messages or hearing them. And it's not just messages. I think that's also something that can be, a little distracting about it, as if there's a message. They're like, do this now. And it's just like this contained message that comes in like a spirit envelope, and then that's it. It's a flow of guidance and support. And it can be for these big things or these little things. I mean, the going out to a nightclub was a little thing. Meeting a guy and dancing with him was a little thing. You know what I mean? Like, not really, but in those moments they seemed very subtle, and I had no idea they would lead to what they led to and are still creating. So yes, there is this sense of maybe it's like you're hearing messages or it's coming through as words or something in the inner vision, as if seeing them, a knowing or a sensing. These are all, they're called the clairs, clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience, and then claircognizance. But the thing don't even focus on those. Not at first. It's the sense of tuning into your heart, calming your nervous system, and allowing that, what if I knew? From my heart, what if I knew? And the more that we're tuning into that, the more it seems to be defined. The more you'll recognize the frequency. It's like this. Imagine something that you have acquired an understanding of or an interest in. Like if you're a musician, and a musician who can, write music and play music, they can hear how the string articulation of the first violin in the symphony orchestra, they can feel that how the concert mistress is guiding that symphony. I mean, that's amazing. It's still subtle within that context, but because of the exposure to it and the trust of actually listening to that frequency, that person can identify that. And let's take it into something that's even more common, because I can't understand the string articulation of the concert mistress, even though I studied music. But there is this sense, I don't know if you enjoy coffee or tea, and especially like black tea or black coffee. And the first time that you ever tasted it, maybe you were a kid and you're like, blech, that's bitter. But if you, as an adult, continue to drink it, then you can go, oh, this has notes of cacao and fruit and all of those things, or maybe even wine. Some people drink wine, enophiles. It's still subtle within that context, but the more that you are immersing yourself in it and receiving it, you get to pick up on it, and it becomes more distinctive to you. And that is you tuning in. How beautiful is this? In order to have that flow of communication with your spirit guides, you actually need to tune into your heart more. The benevolent beings of the universe, your spirit guides, your soul, higher self, all of those ways that we imagine communicating or connecting with that support of the unseen realms. It's all in the frequency of your heart. And isn't that beautiful? There's no overwhelm. There's no overriding you as the chief or the master or the author, even better, of your own life. So we would first want to calm ourselves, tune to our heart, and even before that, soothe our nervous system, regulate our nervous system very simply by calm and present breath. So let's just do that right now, shall we? Let's take a few of those. Even if you're driving, by the way, be sure that you're paying attention to the road, but you can take a few nice and easy breaths here. Deeper breaths than we normally do. That makes it more intentional. And it facilitates the calming of the nervous system and the relaxing of the physical body as we relax our belly to receive that divine breath of life. And imagine it coming and opening your heart up and just tapping into your heart frequency. Really, it's about sending love to yourself and trust to yourself. And here's what we want to know to be in that receiving and in that frequency is that the mind asks, the body listens. And the heart is able to alchemize all of that as Spirit speaks. You don't chase messages you don't try to hear, and it isn't about how good you are, because it is who you are. You calibrate to that home frequency that you have just really amplified from your heart at all times, and then you are receiving the messages that are already in your being. Your spirit guides love you so much, and they will not overshadow the love that they want you to have for yourself. They can only speak to you through the frequency of you loving and accepting yourself, because that is the way that you can truly author your life. Now, they're always there for you. So when you trust that frequency and know that it is something that is always going to be loving and supportive, sometimes funny too, sometimes lighthearted, then you'll have much more clarity in that connection. And I want to highlight something here. And this is from Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard. If you haven't read that book, I highly recommend you read it several times per year. And this is the principle that signs follow. Signs follow, they do not precede. And what do they follow? They follow your frequency. We have a tendency to feel as though I need a sign from the universe. It's going to occur outside of me, and then I will know if I can make the decision to follow it. But in fact, you shift to the frequency first, and then you're able to see the signs that are always there all the time, or hear that still small voice of spirit guidance that is always there for you. Now, I think the reason that it feels like signs are guiding us is because sometimes we shift to the frequency 51%. And then when we see the sign and we say yes to the sign, yes, I accept that, then we feel ourselves expanding in our frequency even more. So we go maybe from 51% to 80% because we're like, there's support there. But the support is always there. Imagine that the story that I told about saying no. I shifted to the frequency of having, this potential to meet my soulmate, my life partner. I switched to it, and then I got the sign as a whisper about go to the nightclub on Thursdays. I didn't know it was literally for that. No, of course I didn't, but I felt that nudge, go on Thursdays. And I would have a friend even be that sign for me, go on Thursday. And I was like, no. So I switched to the frequency 51%, got the sign, and then I said, no, I dipped down to 42% maybe. You see what I mean? And I'm using these numbers arbitrarily, but they do help us to kind of get clarity about the process. Finally, when I switched to the frequency 51, maybe I happened to do it 52% that night. I felt that even more. My friend got even, more excited because probably I was like, well, maybe, you see what I mean? I started to say yes. Now I'm up at 53%. Now my friend's saying, come on, come on. I was like, well, I guess, come on, 57%. And then there we go. And I meet my husband, my future husband at that time. So signs always follow. Now, this might seem like, why is there a big difference here? Because the more that we actually stand in our sovereignty, in our self-love, self-acceptance, self-trust as a co-creator with the universe, the more we're going to be able to be in that frequency, that attuned frequency. So that is the first piece, and we're going to do a little bit more practice, but I want to share with you that if you want to learn how to enhance this, just like you're tasting the coffee, so that you can pick up those notes and the more subtle frequencies. Or, for example, today I was like, I was, planning this episode, and I was like, I need a story about this. And then I was like, oh, okay. I'll ask Spirit to help me with that. Spirit will help me with that as I open my heart to it. And I heard the whisper of, tell that story about you and Brian meeting. And I was like, oh yeah, that's a good one. I haven't told that in a while. So if you want to have that habit and a daily practice, you want to check out my Easy Intuition and Meditation course. This course also, it helps you to get started on your human design experiment or advance it a bit, because we're talking about inner authority, as it's called in human design as well. It guides you step by step in refining this connection, and it also helps you to fall in love with meditation, whether for the first time or all over again. And it as it says, the name of it says, it's easy, and it's a 30-day journey. The link is in the description, and it's ready for you right now, as Spirit is ready for you right now. All right, let's go ahead and get into a little bit of a practice, again, just to attune to that heart space so that we can hear spirit, I'm going to turn on a little of the meditation music just to support us. But what I would like to encourage you is, if you are driving or you need to have your full conscious awareness, please be sure to stay present to what it is that you're doing, because we'll be a little light state here. We'll be a little bit of a light state of meditation. So let's go ahead and get on into it. And if you're in a place where you can close your eyes, that's great. But if you need to keep your eyes open for driving or anything else, then do please. But if you'd like to close your eyes, then allow them to close, or you can just allow your gaze to soften a little bit, whatever you prefer. And now I invite you to take 3 slow and easy breaths, allowing them to expand deep into your belly and pelvic bowl and up around your heart, easy and comfortably. And allowing it to relax you. Create a little more soothing and comfort here. And when you complete those 3 breaths, you can just allow your breathing to return to a natural pace. And also giving yourself permission to be guided by your own breath of life. And it's a partnership. It's a partnership, isn't it? And now very gently, whatever it may seem like to you, as I suggest that you connect to your heart space. For some, that might be this sense of sending their attention there, or perhaps you bring your hands up to your heart. And one really great way to connect to your heart space is to bring to your awareness someone for whom it is so easy to feel love. A person, an animal. Just easy to feel love as you imagine connecting or even looking at their face. And that's activating your heart. Let that smile come across your lips. And I wonder if you could imagine smiling with your heart. Oh, a big, nice, wide smile opening up your heart. Now, if you would like to extend that love that you have noticed, how easy it is to feel for another, just imagine you can feel it for yourself as well. I'll let you decide how you play with that, shifting that love to yourself or to your heart, your faithful heart. And you might even say to your heart, I am listening. I am listening. I am listening. And when you're ready, as if you're resounding in your heart, the simple little invitation, show me how you speak to me. Allow that to just speak inside your heart, but as you're staying in your body, because your body and your heart are listening. Show me how you speak to me. Listen, feel, or even imagine a single word, message, image, or sensation coming to you, knowing that it will only be that which is good, positive, true for you and for any and all concerned. This is not about trying. This is not about forcing. This is being. It is you being. And you are. And you are. And you are. And sometimes it can be helpful to say, what if I already heard, sensed, felt, or saw that message? And that might even get you a second or third experience of how you receive this frequency. And now we're going to conclude this practice. And so I just want to invite you that you could come back and you could make this practice your own. Maybe journal afterward. Again, with that prompt of, what if I already knew? And as you trust it more and more, and in every moment trusting it, you'll see how your life is unfolding as you author it. All right. As I gently tune down the music so it's not too jarring for you, and we'll move into the next section. And if you want to go deeper with this, do check out the links in the description here. As I mentioned, the Easy Intuition Meditation course, which will help you to fall in love with meditation. Again, it is having that cultivated space of being able to tune into that inner heart space and into the inner realms in order to connect with what seems as though it's outside, but it's actually us expanding to include that. And that link is in the description. But I also have a couple of free things in there, such as my Animal and Nature Intuitive course. It's a free little mini course. And if you sign up for that, then you'll actually be on my newsletter. And then you'll be able to know when I'm going live and doing all of that too. Another thing I wanted to share with you is, if you happen to notice my shirt here, my sweater, and if you're listening, I'm wearing a little cropped hoodie and it says Namaste. And it's actually from mine and my husband's, after I've told you this love story, mine and my husband's brand new apparel line. It's called Ascended Life. That's the store. It's called Ascended Life. And I'm just going to, the link to it is in the description. We have so many amazing products there. It's an apparel line. And it's really more than just, so this is one of my favorites. I'm showing a sweatshirt that's gorgeous pink color, super soft, high quality, really beautiful hoodie that says On Path Empath. Oh, I love this. Yes, I love this. So you'll find it there. There's a Shopify store link. And it's really about, it's wearing your vibe. Brian, I actually channel the messages, and Brian actually designs them. And then I pray over everything. We send energy and blessings into it. And in our hearts, it is really spreading positivity throughout the whole human race as we connect with putting something, and it's also like it's right here on your breast, it's right here on your heart, and you are letting it guide you through the world, and then it's bringing that love and resonance to others. We pick each piece with care and consideration because we wanted it to be able to hold your frequency. So now I want to see how everyone who is here is doing. So if you have a comment or question, let me see what's going on in the chat. And we have, hi, Jody. So nice to see you. Oh, wonderful. Hi, Erla. Wonderful. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Karma, hello. Oh, what a beautiful picture. I love that picture. And this is Orla the Great. I love it, is her name. That's fantastic. Well, if you have a comment or question, pop it in the chat there. I'm here for you. And I have some tools here. maybe what I will do is go ahead and pull a card or two for us collectively. But if you would like a little insight on something, do I want to pull a card or do I want to pull a rune? All right, Spirit is saying that I'm going to pull a card and a rune. So you can set your intention, and at any time that you're listening to this, because people obviously are listening on the replay too, then you can set your intention right now. And Spirit is that clever and that smart, can give you the attunement that you can benefit from for this. My little Aliel. I'm going to bring my bird out again. Come here, honey. They nap during the day a lot. Do you want to sit with me? Sweet girl. Okay, now that I have Aliel in my hand, I have to cut the deck. They're telling me to cut it twice. And have you set an intention? I'm setting my intention right now. Aliel, did you set an intention? Okay. Aliel is setting the intention for peace and joy and love. And she says, I already know how to do that, honey girl. Sweet little birdie. Okay, I've got my intention. Do you have yours? I've pulled the card now. And I'm going to draw a rune. Do you want to sit on the microphone? And those of you who are listening and not watching, Aliel is a little parakeet, or actually, in case people aren't sure what kind of bird this is, she's a little parakeet. She's a certain kind of parakeet called a bork, B-O-U-R-K-E. And she's got this beautiful gray coat. Oh, she's like, don't put your hand over me. That weirds me out. Oh, our rune is really an amazing one. I already saw it. And then she's got beautiful colors of turquoise and indigo, and she's got a little pink belly. And they're actually a really chill kind of parakeet, different than the ones that are like do all the time. She does sing, but it's not as often as other ones are. So, all right, if you're listening or watching, we have our card and our rune. And the card I haven't looked at yet, but if you want to set your intention. And okay, thank you. The suggestion Spirit is giving is that the first card is helping us to attune to our heart. And the second card is helping us to attune to our manifestation frequency. Oh, can you hear that? That's Aliel dancing on the microphone. Let's put you back inside. Come here, baby. Come here, baby girl. There you go. Yeah. Our card is, ooh, beautiful. I pulled the card from the Dragon deck. This Dragon deck by Diana Cooper. I'll show you the guidebook cover. I love this. And it is the green dragon. Helps you to tune into the secrets of nature, just like Aliel. Receive answers and guidance from nature. Align with your divine essence. I love this for the subject that we've been talking about today, because we're talking about connecting with Spirit. And you know, it's interesting. Spirit told me before, I promise I'm not just saying this just for any reason. I'll put the card right up close. That Spirit was telling me that there are people here, whether it's on the live or on the replay, I'm trying to get a good view of the card, that are interested, or perhaps it would be good for you to be supported in the fact that fairies and nature spirits are here to help us as well. And they help us with the manifestation. That's one of their specialties, is tipping something over into manifestation. So spending more time in nature and listening to your heart while in nature, you can welcome in that fairy energy and help you with your manifestation. And our rune was about manifestation. And so the rune that we got, I'll show it to you, it looks like a P, and the rune is actually Wunyo. And this is a very positive rune. It means joy. And so as this one, Spirit suggested that this one was helping us with our manifestation frequency, we want to remember, well, actually the dragons teach us about that too, come to think of it. Dragons, the dragon fire that we hear, we have in the mythology that dragons breathe fire, it's actually potent joy. And within joy is love, right? And so then I'm getting from this Wunyo is that as we attune more to joy and have, the Spirit's telling me, have joy as a lifestyle, we will find that alignment of hearing the messages of our heart and allowing that Spirit guidance to move us not just little by little, more and more onto our path. And then as we let our life be a lifestyle and a habit of joy even joy underneath anything else that is happening, and over praying joy over anything. This will help our lives to come into greater alignment. Spirit is also saying that there are many people here who need to hear the encouragement, and in the word encouragement means from the heart, the bravery from the heart, the encouragement that this is the time to live your life right now. Right now is the time to live your life. There is no other time. There is only so much that this life is here in a certain amount of days and a certain amount of hours and a certain amount of minutes. This is the time right now. Anything that seems to be holding you back, anything that seems to be a pattern that is limiting, it is time to be brave and to listen to your heart and move forward with it right now. This is not just a dull whatever life. This is not the life that was just a throwaway one. We think, oh, I'll just reincarnate and it'll be better next time. No, that is not what we are here for. You are here to shine your life and to be the unique cosmic event that you are here to be. And so thank you. Spirit is saying that it is time for a lot of us to take back certain kinds of resources. And what I mean by that is our energy, the way that the things that we are, the input and output of our energy. So that means like the input, if we're consuming energy, whether in, I don't know, media, social media, or in our conversations and our communications and the spaces and places where we are dwelling, it's time to bring in a healthier diet of what we're bringing in, better energy hygiene, and also how we're using our energy. Are we using it too much? Are we letting it to stagnate? Are we being complacent, or are we burning out? All of these different things. It is time to be in the divine aligned stewardship of your energy and upgrade your energy hygiene. What else were you telling me, Spirit? I heard that. Oh, okay, that's it. That's the main thing that they wanted us to know. So if you have anything else that you would like to ask about, go ahead and just pop it in the question in the comments here, and I will get to it anytime. I will see it. Just checking, is there anything else? Okay, great. So finally, I want to say that, I actually took a bit of a break from YouTube and from my podcast. I have been just having some of that stuff that is like really getting back down to zero, and also creating like Ascended Life Apparel, with my husband. And I've been really busy creating a course, but I'm back now, and I'm very excited to be connecting with you regularly on many different platforms. My YouTube channel, my podcast, Instagram, I'm on TikTok, just any place where you are, because these places need your light, and I want to be there to resonate with you all. So that is, I think that's going to about do it for this episode. And just a reminder that if you would like to find out more about any way we can work together, just check the description. We have many different things. There are a couple of things that are free, ways that you can join my mailing list and get a free gift. There is the animal communication course, which is currently happening live, once a month meetings at this time. And then there are intuitive development courses that are happening right now. So that's what I have for you in this episode. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to click that bell so that you'll know when I'm coming on again, because that way we can do things like, do readings and just connect with one another in real time. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for shining your light on our beautiful world. I want to say first, thank you so much for being here. I love you, whoever you are.